Hey guys, this is Dennis, and just putting together an important video just to cover some of the really critical reasons why people should get life insurance. And I think everybody needs it. Everybody's different. They have their own different needs, and everybody's life is different and what they're looking to accomplish. And I think life insurance is really important because the bottom line is we do cover our car. I mean, of course, car insurance is mandatory. And unfortunately, you don't got a choice in that. You have to protect your car, and you have to have car insurance. And then, of course, when you own the house, you want to have, or you have to have, homeowners insurance when you purchase a house. And even if you don't actually, now here's a crazy thing to know about too. Now, if you are a homeowner, and if you didn't put down 20%, if you didn't do a down payment of a minimum of 20% down when you bought your house, this is something that a lot of people didn't know about. And I'll tell you what, I didn't know about this until I got into the life insurance industry, and it's something I learned about this. Now, this is what's really, really crazy, and it sort of makes you a little upset. Unfortunately, it made me upset when I found out about it. When you first buy a house and you don't put down 20%, because the truth is I didn't have 20% cash. You know, the house was over $300,000 when I first bought the house on a VA loan. I used a VA loan since I'm former military, was in the Army for about 4 years. So I used a VA loan, and I didn't put down anything because usually the VA loan has some some different benefits where I didn't have to put any down payment at all when I was getting my house. At least I was told I didn't have to. So from that reason, from going forward, I didn't know about this, but for the whole first I don't know. You know what? Good question on that. I think it was about 6 years or so of the initial loan of first 6 years of owning the house. I didn't even know this part. I heard about it a long time ago, but I just didn't think about it, and I didn't know how it was put into the loan. But if you don't put down 20% down payment when you first buy a home, what automatically happens is you're forced to pay a mortgage type of insurance. And, you know, we don't want to get it confused with the term of how life insurance would be like a mortgage protection insurance. You know, we don't want to get it twisted and get it confused with that. There is a type of insurance that the loan, wherever the loan is going through, like the bank or, you know, the lender, they would put on a type of mortgage insurance that you're forced to pay, and it's added to the loan, so you're paying extra. You didn't probably know about that, but this only covers the bank or the lender. If something were to happen to your house or your home, this covers them. It doesn't cover you as the homeowner or anybody inside the home. It doesn't do nothing for you. You're paying for an extra amount of money that you'll never see until you figure out what the actual cost is. It's actually, when you're making your mortgage payments, you're paying this hidden fee that you didn't know about, probably, chances are. And this protects only the lender or the bank, wherever you get your home loan through when you purchase a house. Unless you bought it with cash straight up, then hey, you don't have to worry about this. But most people, when they buy a house, there's always a mortgage that you're going to pay. And if you didn't pay, if you didn't put down 20% or more down payment, you have a hidden fee that you're paying every single month, and this only protects the bank. So this is why life insurance can be so important, that it'll cover you, and not only that, cover your family in the event that you pass away. Or it could also become if you become critically or terminally ill. You become critically ill or terminally ill, there is a living benefit with even term life, the products that I work with the national company I'm with. There is a living benefit where if you become terminally ill, critically ill, where, you know, God forbid that you hear the news, and I'm sorry to say, but this happens to a lot of people, and you don't actually know when it's going to happen. Like me, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And, this is things that you don't know is ever going to happen. And it happened about 3 years before my daughter was born. So it's still relatively new to me as being type 2 diabetic. And you know what? I got diagnosed when I was going to the VA hospital. And what they did, they sent me a little letter in the mail saying, by the way, when you took the last blood test, and they took several blood tests before this, okay? I'm not trying to say that, anything bad about the VA medical benefits, but not saying anything good about it either. But they did diagnose me with being type 2 diabetic, and they sent me just a nice little letter. I don't know, I wasn't even informed by a doctor or a nurse, or not even by a phone call. It was a letter in the mail. It's like oh my God, it brings back memories from the military when in basic training we had to say a lot of cadences when we were running. It's like you're singing a song when you're running and doing, physical types of stuff. But when you're running, basically you're singing a song, and it helps to build your endurance. That's one of the things they do, and it keeps you motivated so you don't feel the pain when you're running 5 or 10 miles, in the heat or extreme cold with a rucksack on or whatever. It's just one of those things in basic training. So I remember one of the cadences was, got a letter in the mail, go to war or go to jail. I mean, come on now. That was just hilarious. That was crazy, man. That was one of the most popular cadences that we sang as we're running in formation during basic training. Got a letter in the mail, go to war or go to jail. And that thing was drilled in our mind because we said it 1,000 times during the 8 or 9, 10 weeks of basic training. So, it's just one of those things you never forget, okay? Got a letter in the mail, go to war, go to jail. And I got that letter in the mail saying that I'm type 2 diabetic. So the rest is history. But life insurance can be used for many different things. And I'm going to cover that with several different videos, because there is so much of life insurance that a lot of people just don't know about. And one of the best ways to find out about life insurance is actually become a licensed agent with life insurance and go through the whole exam and study course and all of that. And I tell you what, man, it's not easy. It's not easy. I'll tell you that right now. It's definitely not easy. But yeah, you can learn a massive amount of information, things you never heard about, never knew about, and everything about the industry, and then some. And then you join with a company, and then you even learn even more about life insurance, how important it is. It'll wake you up, because a lot of people are just not awake on this. They don't really realize the importance of and they don't see the real value of life insurance. And I want to cover that because I think it's important. I have some very, very critical and serious stories to share with you that are examples of why life insurance is important. And I'll tell you what, they don't end well. Unfortunately, there's not a happy ending. It's not a happy story. Not one of those, it's not going to have a happy ending, unfortunately, with the stories that I'm going to tell you about the reasons why I got into the industry of life insurance and why I'm on a mission to try to get the word out and letting people know that it's important, because it really is. And I'm going to talk about this a lot more with future videos. If you like what you see, like what you hear, hit the like or subscribe. And I'm going to be talking a lot more about this, a lot more, because we all need to hear this. We all need to hear this. We all need life insurance. You may not know it yet. You may not believe it yet, but trust me, a day will come. It's guaranteed. There's two things, life and guaranteed: death and taxes. Unfortunately, one can come at this either exact same time, or one can come before the other. But I'll tell you what, it's not a joke. This is as serious as it gets. Life insurance is a critical product that everybody needs. I'm going to end it on that. Like what you see, like what you hear, like and subscribe to my channel. Be safe, people.